Have you ever had a brilliant idea for an AI agent? Something that could read files, run commands, and just get things done, only to find yourself drowning in boilerplate code? Well, if that sounds familiar, this one's for you. Today, we're diving into a really powerful tool that's designed to get you from that initial idea to a working agent way faster than you thought possible. Let's jump in.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the big challenges. The annoying stuff, when you're building agents. Then I'm going to show you how to get your first agent up and running in literally seconds. After that, we'll get into the really cool stuff, unlocking its powerful capabilities. We'll also help you figure out which SDK is the right fit for your project, and then lay out your next steps so you can get building right away.
Okay, let's start with the real problem here. Building a great AI agent, well, it involves a ton of hidden work. It's like an iceberg, right? You only see the cool part on top, but underneath, there's this massive amount of infrastructure that can be a huge headache for developers. So, does this ring a bell? You've got this awesome concept for an agent, but before you can even touch the innovative part, you're just stuck in the mud, writing boilerplate. You have to manage the agent loop, figure out how to handle tool execution, juggle the conversation history. It's just this mountain of repetitive code that totally kills your creative flow. But what if you could just skip all of that? I mean, what if you could bypass all that foundational setup and go straight from your idea to a working agent, like instantly? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. And this is it, the Claude Agent SDK. You can think of it as your agent in a box. It's built to do all that heavy lifting for you, so you can actually focus on the fun part, what makes your agent special. So what is it really? Well, at its core, the Claude Agent SDK is a library for both Python and TypeScript that basically hands you the keys to the engine behind Claude code. It takes care of the tricky agent loop, it manages all the context, and it comes with tools that are ready to go. This means you can build agents that can just work with files, run terminal commands, and do so much more right out of the box. And getting started? It's ridiculously simple. Seriously, it's just 3 steps. You install the SDK, you set your API key, and then you run a tiny bit of code to kick off your agent. It is that fast. We're talking about going from 0 to a fully functioning AI agent in just a couple of minutes. All right, so getting started is a piece of cake, but the real magic, the really cool stuff, is in the powerful features packed inside this SDK. Let's take a look at what your agent can actually do once it's up and running. Now, this is a huge deal. Your agent isn't just an empty shell you have to build up from scratch. It comes fully loaded with a bunch of powerful, built-in tools ready to go from the very first second. And just look at what's on this list. Your agent can read and write files. It can run bash commands, think Git operations or other scripts. It can search the web for up-to-date information, and it can even pause what it's doing to ask you for clarification. This makes your agent incredibly useful from the moment you create. Okay, but you're probably wondering about control and safety, right? That's where hooks come in. Think of hooks as checkpoints. They let you inject your own custom code at really important moments in the agent's process. You can use them to watch what it's doing, validate its steps, and even block or change its behavior. This is absolutely key for building reliable, production-ready agents. For example, you could use the pre-tool use hook to double-check a command before it actually runs, maybe to prevent something bad from happening. Or you could use post-tool use to create a perfect audit trail of every single file change. This gives you an amazing amount of control and total transparency. Now this is where it gets really interesting. For really complex jobs, you don't need one giant agent trying to do everything. Instead, you can have your main agent delegate smaller tasks to specialized subagents. You could have a research agent that spins up a summarizer subagent to read a long article and just report back with the key points. It's a super powerful and clean way to manage complex workflows. So how does your agent connect to everything else, to the outside world? That's what the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, is for. The best way to think about it is like a universal adapter. It's the gateway that lets your agent connect to pretty much anything, a private database, some external API, or even a live web browser. This just blows the doors wide open on what your agent can do. Okay, so with all these features, a super common question comes up. When should I use this Agent SDK versus the standard Client SDK? Let's break that down real quick. Honestly, the difference is incredibly simple. With the normal Client SDK, you get direct access to the API, but you have to build the whole tool use loop yourself. With the Agent SDK, Claude handles that entire loop for you. So the choice is pretty clear. If you want a pre-built, production-grade agent engine, you go with the Agent SDK. And that same logic applies to the command line tool.
If you're just doing interactive, one-off tasks, the CLI is fantastic. But when you need to automate your CI/CD pipeline or build a whole custom app, the Agent SDK is what you want. A lot of developers end up using both because the workflows are designed to work together perfectly.
We've covered a lot: the power, the simplicity, and the flexibility of the Claude Agent SDK. So, what's next? How do you actually get started?
The best place to go, hands down, is the official documentation. I'd really recommend starting with the Quick Start Guide. You can build a working bug-fixing agent in just a few minutes. It's awesome. After that, check out the example agents on GitHub for some inspiration, or if you're ready, you can dive straight into the full SDK references for Python and TypeScript.
So that's a look at the Claude Agent SDK. It's all about getting rid of that tedious, boring boilerplate and giving you a powerful, ready-to-go toolkit so you can build really sophisticated AI agents faster than ever before. All that capability is right there at your fingertips.